the most important question anyone ever asks. How tall is your windshield and how tall are your handlebars? In this video, FXDLS Brooklyn will finally answer that question. Let's get into it. Alright, what's going on YouTube? FXDLS Brooklyn is back in the building. And yeah, believe it or not, for all the different content that I do create, the most common question I'm usually getting asked, even still almost a decade of doing this thing, if you go through my inbox, whether it's Instagram or if you look at my comments, it's just usually, hey bro, how tall are your bars? Hey bro, how tall is your windshield? Hey bro, I'm getting a lot of windshield buffeting. What did you do? So wanted to take a second just because we're at about the final form of this build to answer that question. I've done a video like this. It was kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I think it actually was helpful for a lot of people when I did it with my Dyna. So want to take a second and want to do it for the Lowrider ST for anyone who's trying to get that dialed in, if this could be helpful. So the first piece of information you need to know is that I am standing at 5'7", right? So that's my height. That's important to know if you're trying to dial in your bar height and your windshield height. Like, your actual height does matter, right? So again, I'm 5'7", so the information that I give you is for that height. And let me just jump to it so someone doesn't get upset with me in the comments section for making this long-winded without giving the information you want. So yeah, let's jump straight to it. The windshield that I'm running to get the most optimal wind flow in all situations for me is a Clockworks 6-inch windshield for the Lowrider ST. And my bars, well, the bar setup is a little bit more complicated. These are the Lucky Dave's Lucky 13-inch bars, but it's not just that. It is also the triple tree base plate from My Machinist that gives an additional 1.5 inches of pullback. So the combination of those two things gets my bars where I need them to sit upright with my arms parallel. So yeah, that's the best solution I found for this bike. If you've seen some of my previous content, I've talked about how I don't like how this bike inherently sits you forward, which was a little bit different from what the Dyna and FXR platform does. So again, was really excited to find that amazing solution, which again is a bar with a 2-inch pullback as well as a base plate that's going to give you an additional pullback. So that's coming from Lucky Dave's and My Machinist. Amazing. As for the windshield, well, I actually ran its stock for the first year and it was fine. I wasn't complaining, but then so many of my friends had so many good things to say about Clockworks, and you know, don't get me wrong, I've seen them around, but the thing is on my FXRT fairing and on this ST fairing, I had always been able to make the stock windshield work, so I never really looked to upgrade the windshield. But finally I was like, let me give them a shot, and yo, I gotta say, it actually does make a huge difference going with this Clockworks windshield. It does have this little aggressive flip up to the lip, and I definitely feel it in terms of wind deflection. And also, it's just a damn good looking windshield. I generally just like the look of this windshield compared to stock. It has a little bit more of an aggressive look, so happy about that. But the more important thing is, with this windshield, like I said, this is 6 inches. I'm getting the perfect amount of airflow, which again, it's sustainable to rip heavy highway speeds, but it's also enough wind flow where I'm going to be happy in the heat waves and the hot days. So that's what's working for me. I might try their 8-inch windshield at some point just to see what the difference will be. But again, first impressions, I'm really happy with this. So huge shout out to Clockworks. Again, they make an excellent product. I am very excited to rip miles with this new windshield, kind of kicking myself for not doing it sooner. So great looking windshield and also just an excellent functional piece. So again, that's for me. I am 5'7", so if you're trying to get your windshield and bar height dialed in to where you are comfortable sitting in a comfortable position but still aggressive enough to throw the bike around, if you're trying to eliminate that helmet buffeting, it really is trial and error. The best way to do that is test ride different bikes, test ride different formulas, or do what you're doing right now and just ask people, you know, go to your bike nights, go to your different YouTube channels, see what people are running and ask them how it's working. So again, I'll say it one more time. That's a 6-inch Clockworks windshield and a 13-inch bar with a pullback plus a pullback base plate. That's the winning formula for FXDLS Brooklyn on the Lowrider ST. So hope that answers that question. There's always that funny meme where it's like, the expectations of when you bought the motorcycle was going to be a bunch of chicks hitting you up in your DM saying how cool your motorcycle is, but the reality is just a bunch of bros asking you how tall your bar and windshield is. That meme still lands even today. So that's all I got for this one. I hope that helps y'all. Stay safe and stay low. Get your bike dialed in. Let me know if you have any questions about either of those products. And on that, FXDLS Brooklyn is out.